Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Quick Expert Reviews. So this is a follow-up video to the review of the Galaxy Fold I've done last year. Now the one I've done last year was a review unit, so I had to send it back after a while. This is my very own, which I've purchased recently. Well, actually not that recently, I had it for quite a while now. But it's purely because the prices have actually plummeted. And you can have your used ones for around £650 and a brand new one for like 780. So that's really not bad, but it is absolutely terrible if you bought it yourself last year for £1,800 and now you can buy one for 650, which is like 1/3. Right, so I thought I'm going to do a video about some things I love about the device and some things I absolutely hate about it. So let's kick it off with the things I love about the Fold. And one of the things is actually the external display. Yes, I do really like the internal one as well, but the external, because of its size and how easy it is to use with one hand, especially when you have like, I don't know, car keys or groceries in the other hand, it's absolutely brilliant. I do find myself using it around 30-40% of the time, where usually people claim that 10% external and 90% internal. No, for me it's actually 30-70. The internal display obviously is absolutely gorgeous itself. 7.3-inch OLED panel, obviously only 60 Hz, but it does a very good job when it comes to, for example, reading, when it comes to multitasking. So not only you can use, let's say, two screens. So for example, you can be gaming, you can launch an emulator. This is Nintendo DS emulator, but later on I will show you 3DS as well. And then let's say you can go for a walkthrough on the top video, and then you can, if you'd like to, play on the window, not video, and then play on the bottom one. You can then obviously move the window around if you'd like to. It's going to be a bit tricky, but yes, you can swap the windows themselves, and you can even do them side by side, but it is a bit tricky because you have to tap those three dots and then click it. Yeah. So you can do it side by side, and it works with most of the apps, which is brilliant. Then if you'd like to, you can get third window as well. So if you're planning on watching a walkthrough of the game you're playing as well, you can do that. And as you can see, they're all active windows. So the top left corner, you've got a game, and as you can see, the race is still going. Well, I've just paused it, but you can resume it. And then the video on the bottom will keep playing as well. So that's brilliant. For that, you have to download Multistar, I believe it's called, from the Galaxy Store. But yes, it works really well, and it's nice because you can have three active accounts, windows at the same time, which in my opinion is absolutely brilliant. Especially when I said you're planning on watching a walkthrough of a game you're playing and then actually play the game and then maybe read something about it as well. You obviously can use any apps you'd like to. It's just my suggestion on how you can use multitasking. And obviously with the screen estate being so big, with the internal display is brilliant for video editing as well. So I'm using Power Director here. It's basically, I wish Apple would do that as well, because you've got the Filmic Pro and the Luma Fusion as well. But yes, you can't really, so you have to do it with the Samsung. But yes, when it comes to editing the videos, it's brilliant using the internal display. As long as you don't record videos using this phone, because it's absolutely abysmal, but I'll get onto that in the things I hate about the phone, which you've probably guessed, it is the video recording quality. Right, and then moving on, the actual use of the emulators on the device and gaming itself is brilliant, because now some of the games, as you can see, will use the whole screen estate, where the notch kinda does interfere, but not that much. But sometimes Some games don't use the whole screen instead, and then you've got this black bar to the left, which, to be honest, I prefer, because I don't like the notch interfering with the screen, which is really bad on Call of Duty Modern Warfare, for example. Now, the actual keyboard itself, while used on the internal display, is brilliant as well, because, for example, you can use the Gboard, which I'm using now, Google Keyboard, which is just your standard keyboard, as you can see, like you would have on a tablet, for example, but then you can use the Samsung keyboard, which is split to two sides, and it's actually, sometimes it's more convenient, sometimes it isn't, it depends on the scenario. I prefer to use both. When it goes to the actual performance of the device, I think that's the very first phone I've used where the 3DS emulator didn't lag that much. I did try and play some Wii and GameCube games using Dolphin emulator as well. The experience was alright, but yes, I think 3DS works pretty well on this device as well. And because the 3DS unique shape is you've got top screen on the, well, you've got two screens, one on the top, one on the bottom, the actual Galaxy Fold does a really good job of emulating that as well. To be honest, I'm not sure, I haven't got a 3DS. But I wonder if the size is actually similar as well. And because of the screen size, it's quite convenient to use the on-screen buttons as well. You can obviously pair a Bluetooth controller if you'd like to, but it is quite convenient to use the on-screen buttons as well. You just have to fold your index fingers to touch the L and R button, but it is doable and completely playable, as you can see. As you can see as well, the performance is actually really good. Yes, really impressive. And with 3DS being one of my favorite consoles, that's pretty decent. And then the actual size of the device when folded. So this is Xiaomi Redmi Note 7 next to it. As you can see, it's not really that much longer than the Redmi itself. But obviously when folded into the pocket, it is only half the width of the device itself. So very comfortable to use, very comfortable. Okay, and now we're gonna move to the things I absolutely hate about the phone itself. Number one, watching movies. It's not really that better than watching it on, let's say, a Redmi Note 7. Obviously, you've got an OLED panel versus IPS and so on. But to be honest, there's not much difference. It's not really fault that much. It's just the aspect ratio. You can obviously stretch the video, but it doesn't look particularly well. And then you're missing half of the video anyway. Well, not half, but some bits of the video anyway. It's like watching on an iPad, really, in its 4:3 ratio. So it's not the best device for watching videos, especially when you are covering the speakers when you hold the phone itself, because they are in a place where you do cover them with your hands. Obviously you can rotate the device, which kind of fixes the issue, but then you've got the notch which obstructs the view and sometimes ruins the video. Now it isn't that bad when it comes to watching movies with the speakers, because you can in most of the apps you can rotate the devices I've just shown, being Disney Plus or Netflix or Amazon Prime Video, but some games don't actually allow you to rotate the screen, so you will always cover the speakers. Or even like, let's say, Modern Warfare does allow you to, for example, turn around, but then the notch interferes. Another thing is that when you read something and then you close the device, the screen goes off, the external display goes off, so you can't really carry on reading. You have to unlock the device to carry on whatever you are doing. So yeah, it is a bit of a nitpicking, to be honest, because it's quite a unique device, obviously. But yes, the notch itself, I did mention that previously. Obviously, they did fix that with the Galaxy Fold Z2 5G, whatever it is called, but that is currently £1,800. So it dodged those kind of obstructive view. Not sure why they've done it like that. Obviously, to sell us the new device a year later, but yeah, it could have been done slightly better. And then another thing is no 100 mode really. Yes, I do have 100 mode plus, but you can't really use it on the internal display. You can use it on the external display, but then you have to lock the device. Sorry, you have to close the device, lock it, unlock it, and then carry on reading. No, it's not the best experience. It's not very seamless. But yeah. Last but not least, as I did mention, is the video recording quality. What happened? This is 4K at 30 frames per second. It looks like 720p, and that's in a Pro mode thanks to UI 2.5. This is iPhone 11 Pro Max, and this is again Galaxy Fold 4K at 30. Now I did tweak some settings, but it's absolutely abysmal. Like, it's soft. It's a bit blurry. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's washed out. Like, even in the auto mode, it just looks terrible. Not really sure what's the story in here. Here you go, iPhone 11 Pro Max, crisp, nice, saturated colors, and that's not even using the Filmic Pro, which unfortunately on the Galaxy Fold isn't the best experience, because when you twist the device, it kind of cuts the buttons out, the user interface out. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching another episode of Quick Expert Reviews, and I'll speak to you soon, guys. Bye.